The mid lane is one of the best roles to carry from, but picking the right champion is key. That's why we're counting down the top 5 mid laners that are perfect for climbing out of low elo. Whether you're looking for burst damage, map control, or just a reliable carry, these champions are great choices to help you secure wins and climb those ranks. Before we get started, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button and check out our Patreon page if you want to help and support the channel. Let's get into it. Number 1 on our list is Vex. Vex is a very strong mid lane pick for players who prefer a control mage with burst potential and excellent scaling. One of her biggest strengths is her ability to control the lane in the early game with her poke and crowd control. Her Q ability allows for safe farming and poke, while her W offers a shield that provides sustain and makes her harder to burst. In the early game, Vex can punish enemy champions who try to engage her, particularly assassins or mobile champions, by using her Doom and Gloom passive to apply a fear effect when the enemies dash nearby. This makes it difficult for them to go all in without significant risk. Her E ability allows for long-range engages or disengages, and when paired with her ultimate, Vex can become a fearsome pick-off champion in teamfights. Her ability to land a well-timed ultimate to secure kills or assist in turning fights in her team's favor makes her a valuable asset. Vex's mobility and zoning potential can help her control space in teamfights, as she can poke from a distance, land stuns with her E, and quickly reposition and escape danger using her passive. This makes her incredibly effective at peeling for her carries or diving into the enemy backline to disrupt high-priority targets. Vex is very strong when played safely, but if you do choose to chase down enemies too aggressively or engage without proper vision, she can easily be punished. Since she lacks significant mobility, she can become vulnerable to enemy ganks or burst damage if not positioned properly. Additionally, failing to manage her Shadow Surge cooldown effectively or using it too early in fights can waste her primary tool for securing kills. For optimal results, Vex players should focus on playing carefully in the early game, securing farm, and looking for well-timed roams or engages once they built up a lead, rather than forcing fights when the situation isn't in their favor. Number 2 on our list is going to be Ahri. Ahri is a versatile and highly effective mid lane pick thanks to her combination of mobility, crowd control, and burst damage. In the early game, Ahri excels at poking and harassing enemies with her Orb of Deception, her Q ability, which allows her to farm safely while chipping away at opponents. Her Charm provides excellent crowd control, making it easy to set up kills or avoid ganks from enemy junglers. Ahri's early game is all about managing her lane with safe poke and outplaying enemies with her skill shots, ensuring that she can farm up and scale into her mid-game power. In the mid-game, Ahri's impact on the map increases significantly. With the mobility granted by her ultimate, she becomes a roaming threat who can quickly move between lanes to assist her teammates or secure kills. Ahri's ability to poke and reposition during fights makes her effective at disrupting the enemy backline or supporting her team in a variety of situations. When played well, Ahri can dominate the mid lane and become a major threat for both enemy laners and the enemy team as a whole, setting the stage for late game carries. Now, while Ahri is mobile, her Spirit Rush has a limited number of charges, and if used poorly, it can leave her vulnerable after a trade or engagement. Another common mistake is using Charm without enough follow-up, leading to missed opportunities for kills or trades. Playing too aggressively without proper vision or waiting for key cooldowns to be up can lead to getting punished by enemy assassins or any sort of hard engaged champions. Number 3 on our list is going to be Katarina. Katarina is a high-risk, high-reward champion that excels in the mid lane due to her burst damage, mobility, and the ability to quickly snowball a lead. In the early game, Katarina can farm pretty safely with her Q bouncing blades and her W preparation. Katarina's passive Veracity allows her to reset her abilities upon getting a kill or assist, giving her the potential to chain kills together and gain momentum. This reset mechanic makes her extremely dangerous once she starts picking up kills, as she can snowball quickly and take over games if left unchecked. Very similar to Ahri, in the mid-game, Katarina does become a roaming threat where her ability to quickly move between lanes and secure kills makes her a huge asset for her team. Her E ability, Shampoo, grants her fantastic mobility, allowing her to reposition in skirmishes and team fights, while her Death Lotus, her ultimate, delivers immense burst damage to enemies in close range. With the right positioning and timing, Katarina can assassinate key targets and then use her resets to dive back into the fray, cleaning up other low health enemies. This makes her a strong pick in chaotic mid-game fights where her ability to quickly reposition and secure multi-kills can tilt the balance of a fight in her team's favor. Now, one of the common mistakes with Katarina players is wasting her Shimpo, her E ability. They are a source of both damage and her escape, and using it recklessly can leave her vulnerable to being caught by crowd control or burst damage. Another mistake is, since Katarina thrives in chaotic fights, it's important for players to have patience and wait for the ideal opportunity to engage. Managing her reset mechanic and timing her engages properly are key to mastering Katarina and maximizing her potential in the mid lane. Coming at the number 4 spot on our list is Auction. Auction is an excellent mid lane pick due to his unique blend of mobility, burst damage, and utility. In the early game, Auction can poke and trait effectively with his Q and his heroic swing, his E ability, allowing him to harass opponents while also positioning himself safely. His passive Dirty Fighting gives him sustain through every third auto attack, making it easier to stay in lane and contest farm. Auction's strong laning phase is made even more dangerous by his ability to roam and impact other lanes with his heroic swing. His early mobility and decent burst damage make him a versatile pick that can fit many different playstyles, from aggressive poke to utility-focused roaming. When playing Auction, one of the main things you'd be focused on is that roaming map pressure and forcing the enemy team to respond to you. In the late game, you'll be using your high burst damage to take out any sort of carries on the enemy team, getting to the backline with your heroic swing. Now, one of the downsides of your heroic swing is it does have limited range and it can be interrupted by enemy crowd control. So you need to be careful not to just dive into fights too recklessly and kind of hang out until tanks and bruisers have used a bunch of their CC to go in. His power, very similar to playing as Katarina, comes with patience and the ability to secure key kills. Now, Auction also has a very unique concept called Scoundrels. Scoundrels are enemy champions who have recently killed one of Auction's allies. If you take one of those Scoundrels down, you not only get bonus gold, but you resurrect all allies killed by that specific Scoundrel. So this makes Auction a very great mid and late game champion due to the high death timers. Number 5 on our list is going to be Kassadin. Kassadin is a fantastic mid lane pick due to his incredible scaling and his ability to counter magic damage heavy teams. Early on, Kassadin's laning phase can be difficult as he has a relatively weak early game and he does struggle to deal with poke heavy or ranged champions. However, his passive Void Stone significantly reduces incoming magic damage, allowing him to survive difficult matchups and reach his key power spikes. His Null Sphere Q provides a way to silence and interrupt enemies, especially in poke-heavy lanes, and his Force Pulse, his E ability, can help clear waves and trade efficiently. As the game progresses into the mid-game, that's where Kassadin starts to come online. Very similar to many of the champions on this list, he is a roaming champion come the mid-game. This is going to be due to his ultimate Rift Walk, which grants pretty much unmatched mobility. His ability to quickly jump in and out of fights makes him a perfect assassin who can pick off those squishy targets or reposition in a chaotic team fight. His Force Pulse, his E ability, allows him to deal AoE damage and slow enemies, helping him to engage or disengage effectively. Now, with Kassadin's weak early game, this means he should focus on surviving and scaling, not trying to force any kills or shove waves too early. Now, once Kassadin does hit level 16 and reaches his full scaling, he becomes pretty much an unstoppable force. But until then, you are playing sort of the safe game. You're trying to manage your cooldowns, you're trying to position correctly, farm up, and just try to get the most out of that natural scaling from Kassadin. Alright guys, that's all we have for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, please smash that like and subscribe button. And if you want to help support the channel, check out our Patreon page below. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.